Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Thank you for joining me for my first project in our back to school, I don't know what you call it, supplies or whatever. But today we are gonna turn this plain composition book into a nice, pretty, fancy one. This one actually I made for my granddaughter. Her name is Lily. In case those of you who don't know, LC actually stands for Lily and Cruz, which are my grandchildren, and they inspire me every day. But it just so happens that my initials are LC, Lisa Cunningham. But that's why I have the little boy and little girl in my logo. It's actually for Lily and Cruz. So I had already made this one just to show you. We're just turning a regular composition book into something special. So we're gonna start out with this one, and I'm gonna make this one for Cruz. So we're gonna use the In the Wild Designer Series paper. I wanted something like for a boy. And it's super easy. And you know me, I like easy. So first of all, I'm gonna use this design, and our paper is going to be cut at, I hope I'm straight, 7 1/4 by 9 3/4. So 7 1/4 by 9 3/4, and we're going to need 2 of these pieces. So, oops, I lost another one that we're going to use. 7 1/4 by 9 3/4. I decided to do this back to school series just to give you a few ideas of just things to fancy up something super easy so the kids aren't all going back with the same composition book. So this is going to be our band, 9 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to use this one. Oops, this pattern. Cut all the way through. So 2 1/4. 2 1/4 by 9 3/4. I had already cut the 9 3/4, correct? Yeah. Oh, I messed my paper up. Looks like my blade needs to be cut. And then we are going to use a 1 1/8 piece of cardstock by 9 3/4 again, because we're gonna just add a little border where we can put his name on it. Oops, jeez. Okay, I think that's it on the cutting. The rest of it is gonna be super easy. So we're gonna use our trio punch, and we're gonna punch these 2 corners because our notebook is rounded, so we wanna use the rounded corners as well. And for the back side, we're gonna do the opposite side because the rounded corners are gonna be on the opposite side of the book. And again, this paper was on sale for the during the Designer Series paper sale, and I did post for you guys to stock up because I was gonna have some projects. So we're just gonna glue the back of this, and you could look at this. I like this side of the paper too. It's just whatever your preference is. And this is not gonna cover all the way to this side because we're putting our band on it. So I just line up these, and I'm using the liquid glue because see, you can move it around, and you know, you're not all the way lined up. You still have some wiggle room to do it. Now look how cool that is for a little boy already, instead of this side, plain old And you could even do this side if you wanted to, a different front and a different back. But I did make one like that. I used a different, I flipped the paper over. I did one side with one side of the paper and then the other side with the other. So we're gonna flip this over, line it up again over here with that. You can fill here, you can fill here, your level. You know, the liquid glue don't take too long to dry, but it does give you that wiggle room. And that is it. And if you're a little bit crooked, it looks like I'm crooked, and I can't move this one anymore. But now we're gonna use our 9 3/4, and then this is gonna be our band. But what I did is I wanna use my bone folder first, just to kind of loosen it up, you know, so it'll bend a little bit. It's not so stiff. So we're just gonna put some glue here along the edge. Oops, there went my glue. Oh, what is going on here? So we're just gonna glue this on here. I actually probably should have flipped this side so you didn't see where I kind of cut it. So now we're gonna go over this way, and you can see whether you're lined up or not. So you can line up on maybe your line on your grid paper, and you know you need to go up or down some. So this one we're gonna go move it a little bit because it looks like this side needs to go down a little. And then I'm gonna put some glue along here, along the edge. Oops, and then of course here on the seam, we can fill some of this in. Sometimes a little bit of glue goes a long way. And we're just gonna hold this for a little bit. And I like to press down on the, push down more on the seam. And look at that. Nice and fancy. And it's okay that this side's a little bit wider because that's where this piece is gonna come in. So now what we're gonna do with this piece is I'm gonna use these basic border dies, and I'm gonna use this one, the zigzag one, I call it zigzag. Let me get my big shot. And this is just to give it a little bit of a, I don't know, a different, just not a plain look. I line these bottoms up. If yours don't stay, you can always use magnetic, or not magnetic tape, because I am using the magnetic platform. You can use washi tape or some sort. This, of course, is not going to cut all the way through, so we're just going to line this up here, like that. Yeah, so washi tape will hold it in place, and we'll roll that through. And again, this is just to add some color, a little zigzag. Actually, they could be like the teeth, look like their teeth. And so now we're just gonna glue that on. Oops. And are you guys ready for the kids to go back to school, especially since we haven't had in-house learning? My grandkids have not been in in-house learning since, my granddaughter did not finish her 8th grade year at school, at, you know, in person, and she did her whole freshman year online. So it's been like a school year and I don't know, about a half, but maybe a quarter. Okay, so then, like how that looks? I like that. So now I'm going to use some Just Jade, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my adhesive strips, and I have the old ones, and this really only needs to be cut down to like 1 inch. We're going to use the letters, and 1 inch would be good enough. And so let's cut this adhesive sheet down to 1 inch. And that way our whole piece has got the adhesive, and then that just makes it easier for you to glue the letters on, you know, attach them. Otherwise you have to use the liquid glue. You can use the fine tip glue, but I made a bunch of these already, and the very first one I did not use the adhesive sheet, and I was sorry that I didn't. I can't get this one. This one here is one of our older adhesive sheets. I have it right there. I just can't get it. Okay, let's, oops. There you go. A lot quicker. Why didn't I just do that in the beginning, right? So we're gonna glue this down. Adhesive. Let's put this away. We're gonna put Cruz's name. Oops. And I'm using the letter dies. C R U Z. So then, now he's going to know that this is his notebook. These don't want to cooperate with me. And it looks like I have glue all over my hands. Oops, is that, I think that Z will cut right there on the edge, but it should work. Yep, it cut it out. So, Cruz, and well, we'll go with that for right now, because I think I want to add some stars or I don't know. Let's see. So here's the C, U, R. Like on Lily's, I used the hearts, and I was thinking of using the stars since I have some adhesive on the strip still. So you can put your name wherever. We're just gonna go put it on this yellow because it's stands out. CR. I mean, could you imagine with all the designer series paper, the possibilities of making so many pretty notebooks? They're not so plain. And then now when Cruz goes to class, he's gonna know which notebook is his right off the bat. Same with Lily. And this adhesive is good. The liquid glue is good, so it's not like these will be falling off. So there's Cruz. So since I do have some adhesive left, I am gonna go ahead and let's cut out some stars. This is the twirl dies, twirl or swirl dies. And I use these hearts on Lily's. So now we're gonna use the stars on Cruz's. They are called, I haven't used, Give It a Whirl dies. I haven't used these ones that much, so that's why I wasn't sure the name. I just, honestly, I've been using the hearts out of it. I like the stitched hearts on them. So we should be able to, yeah, we have a lot of adhesive still. So I think we're gonna get just the stars out of here. Yep, we got 3 stars, 3 stars. I actually have a little bit of adhesive over here, so let's try and get a couple more. They might not be perfect, but I think we can get at least 2. You know, as crafters, we got to get the most out of our paper. Let's see how that comes out. Even if we get 1, it's better than none. Okay. So let's get the big shot out of the way. We got some more stars. That one's not good. And this little one is not good. But that's okay. Like I said, we got 1. So let's add some stars to this. Just to fill up this empty space, let's go a big one there. a little one here at the top, and we can offset them. Let's do, what do I got? Here's another big one here. I have another big one. I got more big than I do little, I guess. There, let's go there. We got two more small ones. Oh, I had a little small one I didn't realize I had. So then let's do this medium one. Let's do the medium here. And we'll do these tiny ones at the bottom. You don't have to add as many stars. Obviously, these little ones are hard to get undone, but we can add one here and one more. Let's just add it. What do you guys think there? So there, look. That looks so cute. I think Cruz is gonna love this. He's definitely gonna like this one better than the plain black one. And you know what? I picked these notebooks up at the store for 50 cents right now because it's back to school specials. So for 50 cents and a piece of DSP, look how cute. So next, what I did is, like on Lily's, I put the Wink of Stella. I'm not really sure if you could see it, but I don't want to do that on Cruz's because it's a boy. But what I did is I Googled some quotes or whatever for boys and girls. So this one I think I Googled inspirational quotes for girls, and I really like this one. Beauty isn't about having a pretty face, it's about having a pretty mind, a pretty heart, and a pretty soul. I think Lily has all of those. Very pretty. So for the boy, what I did, so I went on to PowerPoint, you know, and I copy the quotes, make them myself. So here's the one that I made for Lily, and then here's the one for Cruz. Every day is a new chance to try harder. So on hers, I used the scallop dies, but on his, we're gonna use the stitch rectangle. And if I had planned this better, I could have put it this way. And I can, oh, you know what? We will cut it this way. Because watch what we'll do at the end. I was like, if I had planned it better, I could have moved it down and planned on it being, you know, this direction. But watch what we're going to do. So we're going to fit this all the way to the edge. And then you just play with these. What I do is, like, see, this is just a piece of copy paper. So I print it on here first, then I grab my dies and make sure that it's gonna fit. And if it doesn't fit, I either have to make it bigger, smaller, or whatever. But I made these so that they would fit the two dies. So this one would fit this other way as well. That was the way I had planned on it. But I did plan on something else, and I wasn't sure where I was gonna put it. But now I know. So I just used the liquid glue, glued this down, and we're gonna put that right on the front of his. Every day is a new chance to try harder. So here was my plan, was to use this DSP and cut these guys out, and now I can put them right there. I don't know, should I put one or should I put two? Let's see, let me get my, I've already done some other projects using these tigers by cutting them out. That's why my paper's all cut up. And these are a little bit different than the ones that are on the book cover, but that's okay. They still go with the theme. But this set is so perfect for boys. Boys, men. I'm sure there's women out there and girls that would like this too. But I'm making this one for Cruz because Lily already got hers. And hers, I used the host paper. Oh my gosh, I love that paper. You're still able to earn that paper. There's so many sheets in there, and it's just... So there's... Should we glue him on or should we pop him up? The only reason I'm going to say I think we should glue him is because he's going to be taking this in and out of his backpack. So let's glue it down. Because then if we pop it up, he might get caught on something. And then come down. Come off. So we're going to glue him right there. And I always like to add Wink of Stella, but I don't know. I would like to make it shine. But that is it. That is our project for the day. See how simple that was? Just DSP cardstock. We went from a plain notebook to a fancy one. Here's the girl one, Lily's. Super easy. So join me back for my next project. My next project will be just a little pencil pouch. Something for them to keep a pencil and a pen in, and it'll be easy for them to find. If you place the order, use this host code, and if you spend over 30, you'll get my Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. So have a great week and join me back for my next project, my next back to school project. You guys take care. Bye-bye.